Hello, I'm Rating Evie, and I am going to talk about The Ghost of a Memory by Bobbi Holmes, haunting Danielle, number 25. Going so far in, still got a little bit to go, but not too much. Past and present collide when a secret from the 1920s wreaks havoc on Marlow House. Walt struggles to remember what he may have forgotten before it's too late. Dun, dun, dun. I'll be honest, this one was a little confusing. I even read, the reviews, and it was like, you need to, chart the genealogy, basically, to keep track of anyone who's in this book. So bear with me. I didn't get the complete notes, but I will still tell you my opinion of the parts that I did catch and understand. Mostly because I also didn't write the whole, characters. I thought I did. I guess not. Oh well. I need to go back to writing the characters and who the heck they are to keep track. It feels like that helped me a lot. Kiara and her cousin Raven are looking for something. Sounds like a diary from Walt, maybe in the 20s. Unfortunately, he did not keep a diary, so they thought that there must be one because of Walt's current book, loosely based on true events that happened while he was still alive the first time. But of course, they don't know that this is Walt, so they are like, oh, it's got to be from a diary or something. Wilbur is a ghost and clearly not a recent one. He thinks Alexa is a demon. Lily bought one recently and used it while he was in the closet, so now he's concerned for the baby because of witchcraft. That was pretty funny. And she doesn't like Alexa, so they had a whole conversation about it, but apparently she just wants it for the baby room because your hands are full, so just easier to add stuff to the list and all that crap. Turn off the lights. So she had Alexa turn off the lights, and he was hiding in the closet thinking he's alive. And he was like, witch! Didn't help that she's a redhead too. Kiara and Raven are here to unravel a mystery about a missing relative. I think they're great-grandmother or great-grandmother's sister. Something like that. There's a character named Betty White. Poor Betty White. She was alive when this book was written. Or published. Not handwritten. Brian had been there when a picture fell off the wall in the Marlow House during an event they were holding for the Humane Society. He bent to look for the nail when Walt walked... Blah, 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 blah. He bent to look for a nail when Walt walked in and talked to Matt about listening in for anything suspicious and talked about ghosts. Walt didn't know he was there, of course. That was funny. Brian is getting closer and closer to the truth. It's a slow burn. It kind of reminds me of the show we're watching, Grimm, with Sergeant Wu, who was getting closer and closer to the truth, and then bounced back, and it got closer again. And now he knows the truth. Hopefully Brian will eventually come to that same conclusion. I'm still waiting. Kiara and Raven were great-granddaughters of Desiree, the jazz singer in his book, who he knew in real life. Her sister went missing, and supposedly Walt knew what happened to her. So they must have thought. Walt pretended he was playing a joke on Brian. They had seen it on the cameras, because they finally put up some cameras and to watch people in the Humane Society, because at this point somebody had broken into Marlow House clearly looking for something, and we thought it might have been Raven and Kiara, but apparently not, which we'll get to eventually. Will? Yeah, whatever. So they were keeping an eye on them, and they wanted cameras to, for proof. The bones did not belong to Wilbur after all. Who knew? Oh, I forgot to mention the bones. So in the beginning of the book, they were all at the beach. You know, nice sunny day, and of course they all lived by the beach. They were all at the beach having a good time. And I almost said Penny. Well, that's our dog. Honey and Sadie. Yeah. I don't know why I forgot her name. She's been here since the beginning. Honey and Sadie were sniffing around, and they found a bag, and they were both carrying it up, and the humans were trying to get to it before they could rip it open, because they didn't know what was inside at this point. And, you know, they talked about some harmful stuff coming ashore every now and then. Well, they ripped it open, and inside were bones, which of course 2 dogs were over the moon about. And they were just like, no. So they had a tug of war with some of the bones. Which seems a little rude, but oh well. But anyways, and so it was in a little bag. They kept trying to say what bag it was, but I forgot to look it up. But I'm guessing some kind of carry-on bag that you typically have. Whatever. Anyways, it was in that. And so yeah, those bones were not Wilbur's. He just attached himself to the bones. Why, I don't know. I might mention it later, I don't remember. Having a cat seems to be entertaining. Someone broke back into the Marlow house while Danny was home alone with the cameras off. Why even get it if you're just gonna turn it off? But they locked her in a closet, which it didn't matter anyways, they were wearing masks. Go figure. They locked her in a closet. Mats woke up, went to go look for food, but his bowl was empty. So he started wandering around looking for someone to fill it while meowing, which I could just picture so clearly, just meow, meow, somebody feed me. He found Danny, but couldn't understand what she was saying, because he's a cat, so he started pawing at the door to let her know that she should open that door. He was just like, well, I don't understand what she means, but surely she'll understand that she should open this door. And just kept on. The scene made me laugh so much. Danny was like, no, I can't open the door. Get Walt. He can only understand his name and Walt's name. He gave up and was like, I need to find Walt. I love Danny, but sometimes humans just aren't very bright. Meanwhile, Danny asked herself what she was doing. It's a cat, not Lassie. It just made me laugh. Matt's is just like, dumb human, feed me. It's like, that's all you're good for, is to feed me. Still makes me laugh. Charlene, Desiree's sister, was in love with Beau Porter. Ooh. But she says he's nothing like his brother and father. They were racist men and in the KKK. And Charlene is half black. There was a lot of Beaus in this book. Beau Stewart, who just moved to town. No, they didn't move. They were visiting. And they inherited a house. And it was basically just all crappy. So it's going to be like a summer house or a vacation house. I don't know. I don't see how it's going to be a vacation house if it's that crappy. Well, they were fixing it up, but all. And then there was the Beau Porters. I want to say Beau Porter's father was also named Beau, and maybe the brother. I don't know. This is the part where you need, like, the genealogy chart and to keep up with every name that was mentioned. Oh well, moving on. The new Beau Stewart, who is also running for congressman, or was about to maybe? Well, whatever. Something like that. Beau Stewart and his son, Brad, kidnapped Walt and Danny. So, all the Beaus were serial killers, too. Kind of. So, Beau Porter was innocent, but his brother and dad, I think, killed Charlene. And then this Beau killed Oh, nobody, I don't think. They were gonna kill Danny and Walt, so there's that. Yeah, this is the part that got a little confusing, so whatever. Moving on. Danny was talking to a sleeping Walt and was like, "You're right, if we get out, it's time to get off birth control." Like, is that really a good idea, though? With how often you're kidnapped or at gunpoint? I don't think so. But whatever. The gang saved them, of course. Chris even paid to have Walt and Danny put in the same hospital room. It was funny, a couple of nurses were saying if he wants to risk his job, that's his business. Because of the charity and everything. Because nobody knows, well, most people know. But some people don't know that he is Chris Landon. And instead think of him as Chris Johnson. The bum, basically. Instead, he's Chris Landon, head of the charity. Oh well. So Bo's daughter is the one who broke into Marlow House. We're not sure why he wanted to kill them. Probably because he was running for congressman and didn't want the family secret to be out. That's pretty much it. The Stewarts, who were also on stolen land basically this whole time, and they built, like, their fortune on this land. So, basically just trying to keep all that secret. Wilbur attached himself to Bo's bones. Oh, yeah, Bo. So that was also Bo. Who killed him then? I think his father and son, a brother? Whatever. Maybe somebody can tell me. I bet the next book will be about Danny getting pregnant. I don't know yet. I've started it, which is The Ghost and the Witch's Coven. And where we met a few more people who have absolutely nothing to do with anything. I'm just kidding. They'll probably come back up as ghost. Whatever. So far, she's not pregnant. But I'm pretty, like, early on into it. Yeah, I'm pretty early into it, though. Still, I'm, like, 27 minutes in. So, there's still time. About 8 hours worth of time. But that's my prediction. And sorry for the miscommunication on these notes. It got poor reviews. I was pretty surprised. Because they were just like, what the heck is going on? So, I was not the only one. So I didn't feel too bad about not, like, maybe re-listening to some parts to figure out what the heck is going on. But, oh well. If you knew what is going on, please let me know. Down below. Into the catacombs. I'm just kidding. Let me know what you thought. Bye.